Coffee time, coffee time. Yeah, this ain't your average cup of joe. Listen, I need it in the morning, I need it at night. He always keeps it brewing, he always keeps it tight. Just a little sip, it'll get you right. Terrence Pickett always be the one that gets the coffee right. The coffee's right, the coffee's right in my life. It's never a wrong time or a crime to get what's yours and to get what's mine. Come on. Coffee time in my life. Coffee time. Feels so right. I need a little sugar, put it in my cup. Can you serve it, Terrence? Let me know what's up. And at the end of the show, you can brew another pot. Just make sure you make it hot. Come on.
There we go. Now you should be able to hear me. Now we are good. I'm so sorry. There we go. Now you should be able to hear me. Now we are good. I'm so sorry. And you should have just heard that echo too. All right. All right. I'm so sorry, you all. I'm so sorry. But I think we're up and loaded now. The sound has been restored. Good. So this morning we are talking about dealing with pressure and frustrations, agitations, irritations, all the Asians. We're going to be talking about those this morning. So let me say good morning, Chanel Wells Bracy. Good morning, Pamela Davis Stewart. Good morning, Sunshine 1113. Good morning, Vonda Oliver. Good morning, Donna Vaughn. What up, Donna? Good morning, and Star Brown. Good morning, Star. I'm still waiting for you and your husband to visit Encounter Church. I believe we belong together. What do you think about that? All right. So this morning we're dealing with we're going to be talking about dealing with pressure and frustration. So in times of pressure, okay. Oh, D is on this morning. Good morning, D. Hey, hey, hey. Morning, sweetheart. Okay. So I'm just honored that D Henry, out of all the places she could have been, she's on with Pickett. There's so much I want to say right now. So what happens is, let me just dive right in. What happens is, the earth is governed by laws and principles. There is energy in the earth. Now I know a lot of people in this modern generation, they use energy really as a tool to discredit God. That's what it is. But God created energy. So the term is not wrong. How they use it is. But God created energy. There's an energy in this world. And this energy, believe it or not, attracts energy. And when you are moving and progressing in forward motion, there is an energy involved with that. There's an energy involved with that. That energy attracts and repels. When you set out a plan, you have something you want to do, the energy that you put in motion is going to attract the good and the evil. You need to know that. You need to know that when you are progressing, you're going to attract good and evil. Good is not good unless evil is present, because we have to have something to define what we have. I tell people all the time, you can't have faith without fear. Throughout scripture, throughout life, you're going to look in the most joyous occasions that you've celebrated, in the happiest times of your life, I can promise you, standing right in the midst of all of that joy, something terribly sad is going on at the same time. I can promise you, in the midst of sadness, anger, frustration, irritation, agitation, in the middle of all of that, I can promise you that there is something good going on at the same time, because good and evil live together simultaneously, and you cannot have one without the other. I tell people all the time, your key to success is your ability to manage evil. We don't want to deal with evil. We believe that evil is from the devil. Some evil is a result of who you are and who you're connected to. And our lack of understanding towards it almost gives it a power against us. Here's a way of saying it. Lintrell Jacobs, good to see you this morning. You cannot have faith without fear, because faith has to have opposition. It has to have something or someone to work against. So fear is a part of faith, because fear is what puts faith in motion. When my back is against the wall, I can't run to anybody. I don't have the resources, and my back is against the wall, and this thing is falling apart. The fear of it unraveling forces me to trust God. Like, it forces me, who else is going to help me? So it puts me in a position where I have to trust God. I can't go to the bank. Count of money I need. You know, you'd have to be a millionaire to help me out. So it forces me in a position, God, I'm depending on you. Same thing with you. So you can't have faith without fear. Fear is the opposition. We don't call it fear, but procrastination, the root of it, fear. Arrogance, the root of it, fear. Insecurity, the root of it, fear. When it comes to insecurity, it's fear of what you are not. When it comes to arrogance, it's fear of what you are not. But they manifest in a multiplicity of ways. So I have to put on the show. I have to be dressed to par. I have to have certain name, brand, something, because without this helps solidify my identity. And without it, people may think I'm a scrub. I got to show the world that I'm winning. All this stuff it's I'm telling you, the substratum of it is insecurity. And the root of insecurity is fear. You've not settled in who you are, so you have to over-invest in other things to help make you. And fear is the baseline of this mentality. So when it comes to pressure and dealing with pressure, we have to define where the pressure is coming from, because a lot of the pressure that we incur is self-inflicted. I do not have the money to continue the image or the false image that I have created. And because the finances are not there, I feel pressured to perform. So now I go to borrowing money because I got to live up to this image. I start making unwise decisions, spending bill money to live up to this image. My neighbor got a new car. My sister got a new car. My cousin got a new car. I've got to show the family that I'm successful too. So this internal pressure to prove to others that I am progressing. I place all this pressure on myself to perform in an arena that is not supplying for me. And because I have to perform, I'm under major pressure. Most of the stuff that brings pressure is connected to money. It's connected to money. You stepped out to try something, and in actuality, what you stepped out in is above your budget, which it should be. But you have to look at heart. You have to look at what was my intentions when I started this. Am I doing this to further my name in terms of how I look? Or are my intentions pure? I'm doing this to help somebody. Either way, it presents pressure. Now, it's the pressure that we're under, and then trouble doesn't slow down, that causes us to get frustrated. Because whenever I don't have an outlet for the pressure gets backed up inside of me. It changes my energy, and then I begin to lash out in other areas. So wherein some things ordinarily wouldn't bother me, but because I'm up under pressure, I'm very sensitive. And I'm very sensitive about my stuff. So, when things are well, you can say certain things and get away. But when I'm under pressure, it heightens my level of sensitivity. And because it heightens my level of sensitivity, I'm sensitive and more sensitive in areas that normally I wouldn't be. So you have to be honest with yourself about where you are. You have to be honest with yourself about where the pressure comes from. And you have to be honest with how you got to where you are. My pressure generally comes from, I am always reaching higher personally. Before, I'm kind of talking in the third person, trying to identify with some of you that are on or creating situations to help you understand the point that I'm coming from. But generally speaking, my pressure comes because Nicole Mitchell, good to see you this morning. My pressure comes because I'm moving in faith and I'm going after what I believe I'm supposed to do, and I never have enough. There's never enough provision. Provision is supplied as I need it, not as I want it. Because what I really want God to do is give me this money first. Give me that, break me off that billion. I should have won the Powerball. Now I didn't play, but I still should have won. God should have touched the person's heart that won it and caused them to give that money to me, because I know what to do with it. And that's how generally we think. So we want it up front so we don't have to believe. Walking in unknown territory makes you vulnerable. Being vulnerable creates a challenge because you can't really plan it. You have to go as you flow and flow as you go. And there are so many unknown things attached as you're moving in faith that it becomes uneasy. Like, God, you do everything else. Why you can't tell me in advance? Why can't you supply? Why you can't give me the money before you give me the vision? What he generally does is he gives you the vision and then make you trust him for the provision. And you can try and work this out on your own. You can. You're going to run out. Even if you use your own money, there's going to be something that arises that's going to cause you to have to use faith. Like, God, I've got to trust you. I've got to trust you with this. This is bigger than me. So trusting God, walking through unknown places, having more month than you have money, having more bills than you have money, your debt to ratio is extremely high. All that stuff, it's pressure. What do you do? Well, there's some simple things that I'm going to give you this morning that I believe going to help you. Number one, when you're up under pressure, I mean, you want to slap the taste out of somebody's mouth. You heard from God that you were supposed to hit this person in their lips. The Lord told you, don't do it now, but you know you heard God. I'm supposed to kick your tail. That is the word that I'm hearing in my heart and my head. Now, it may not be Jehovah God. It may not be Jehovah Siskinu. It may not be Jehovah Jireh. But somebody telling me to take care of you. Somebody is telling me to put these hands on you. And I don't have a problem with submitting to that. I don't. Because you deserve it. You deserve it. You do. You deserve these hands. I want to put everything on you, but wait a minute. You deserve these hands. You are the source of my miscalculated peace. And I feel like judging you with these hands. Fivefold ministry. Because that's how you feel when you're dealing with people. You know what I mean? I had someone, there was something that I created, like the gift that God has given me, gave me the ability to research some stuff. I put it together. I created it. It became a thing as a result of me. People begin to buy into that thing, and they begin to buy into that thing to the point that it came in demand. And one of the persons that I hired to help me with this thing all of a sudden says, hey, we need to revamp it. I don't like the way it is, and I think we need to do, well, what gives you the merit to revamp something that I've created without coming to me? I'm almost like Denzel in American Gangster. You can call it yellow magic. You can call it green magic. Don't call it blue magic. Don't call it, my man. Don't call it blue magic. And then Cuba Gooding Jr., he hit his hand. You gonna come in my club and tell me? Give me a drink. You know, because people will try you. Latasha Halsey, good to see you, girl. Maintain your cool. What's going to help you when you're under pressure? Hear me and hear me good, because it's going to seem so simple, but it's not as simple as you think. Number one, stay hydrated. I kid you not, dehydration, the body not having the correct amount of water, the body not having the correct amount of water adds to your frustration. Other thing, get plenty of rest. When you are going through hell and high water, you need to rest. A lack of sleep, and you're dehydrated, and you got to deal with all these problems. And hey, now you know it's August 1st already, right? So the 1st of August is when we pay bills. I promise y'all, I done paid these bills already. It was just July, and here it is August 1st, and I got to pay these bills again. It just doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem right. Time is moving too fast. Time is moving faster than my wallet. Time is moving quicker than my income. and all these things piled together frustrate us. But you got to drink plenty of water. You have to get plenty of rest. Go to bed early. Stop staying up late. If you can't go to bed early, sleep in late. Take naps. You're going to have to do something to accommodate your body to get the rest, because I'm telling y'all, mental fatigue wears the body down. It wears the body down, and when the body is not getting what it needs, your body will start to spaz out on you. Your body was not created to be up under stress, duress. The body is made to flow in peace. So anything that distracts you from peace literally starts to break you down, especially when it comes to money. I said this in church. We don't talk about money enough for all of us to be having money problems. One time I was in financial need, and I thought about putting a mask on and just I couldn't deal with the consequences. I just couldn't. So I have to trust God. You've got to know, in getting rest, staying hydrated, trusting God does not come without effort. Your emotions are not in harmony with faith, because your emotions are attached to your senses, and you're sensually connected to our world. Being sensually connected to my world, I need to know the playbook before we go to drawing up what we're going to do. We need to go over the play, and I need to have everything that I need. And life just doesn't work like that. Need comes as a result, generally, of the wickedness in this world. People losing jobs. People on job, go to work every day, work all day long, and don't get paid enough. That's the wickedness of this world, because America is deeply seated in capitalism. It's a capitalistic country. America believes that there is a rank. You have the top rank, the high class, that capitalize off of minorities. So when you live in a capitalistic society, everybody's trying to capitalize. And what it does to minorities, to people who don't have not just the resources or the mindset to get it, you know, even going to school is not going to solidify your place in the earth. The only thing that really solidifies your place in earth is doing what God created you to do. But not having the knowledge, not having the understanding to do that creates lack. Lack is a result of sin. The first time we see lack in the Bible is Adam and Eve. They're walking through the garden, they're naked. They have a lack of clothing. When they became aware of them being naked, need was born. So it's mental. They were naked all of alone. They didn't know it. But when they began to pursue what they wanted, their desire caused them to do something that violated the order of God. And it opened up their consciousness to a point that they were aware of something that had been hidden from them. What creates lack in our life is we are aware. We're aware we don't have enough. But most times when we're looking that I don't have enough, we're looking at that from the wrong posture or the wrong place or the wrong occupation. Being in the place where God wants you to be, you're still going to have need, but there's a security that comes because you know you're where you're supposed to be. So you're living your God vision, your God dream. So you know God's got to take care of it. When you're unsure of that, or when you don't know, that's more pressure. God is going to make known to you where you should be, and he's going to make known what you should be doing. It's imperative when he makes you aware that you do something about it. Your inability to act on what he has shown you will contribute to the hostility inside of your own heart. We become hostile when we're not walking in obedience. Sometimes we're in obedience with what God said, but we're in disobedience to what he is saying. He gave you a plan 2-3 years ago. You're living that plan, but now he's telling you to expand the plan. So even though you're where you're supposed to be, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And those are contributing factors to why you're so mad. You're snapping at the kids for nothing. You done kicked the dog. You don't even care no more. You don't care about nothing. You're numb. Being in a place of need will cause you to miscalculate relationships because it heightens your sensitivity. And all of us are looking for security. And when that security is threatened, we run. We run. Maybe this ain't it. Maybe this is not what I'm supposed to be doing because this is not working and that's not working. You're going to be tested whether you're in God's will, out God's will, doing what he called you to do or not. You're going to be tested either way. Go ahead, take the job, making that little bit of money. You're still going to be tested. Go ahead and pursue what God told you to pursue. You're still going to be tested. How you deal with it, I'm telling you, God wants to provide for you. God's not trying to harm you. God doesn't want to hurt you. He does not want you to go without. He wants to provide. Now, religion will tell you otherwise. Religion will tell you because you're not doing something right that God don't want to provide. Religion will tell you shacking. You doing, and God ain't gonna bless that. Well, if that is the case, if sin hinders the provision of God, ain't none of us gonna be provided for because all us got something we're working on. Yeah, where my sound effects at? So y'all too quiet. Grace has been made available to cover us, to keep us from getting what we do deserve while we grow. And that same grace is going to give us strength. It's going to empower us to overcome the things that have had us bound. But that takes time. I did not come to be the person that I am overnight. It took time. It did. It took me doing what I wanted to do, beating myself up for not becoming what I thought I should be. There were a lot of things that I had to go through. Buck, Matchmaker Real Estate, Tamula. It took a lot of stuff for me to become who I am, but it was a constant learning. It was a constant running into dead ends and brick walls that caused me to see no matter what I tried, at the end of the day, I still have to come back to trusting God. So what I am saying to you all this morning, the way you deal with frustrations, agitations, and irritations, stay hydrated, get rest, take frequent breaks. Don't let the job stress you out to the point you can't take it anymore. If it ain't but 5 minutes, I'm going to take a walk. I'm going to take me 5 minutes and listen to my favorite music. I'm going to take me 5 minutes, and Lord, you're going to have to help me because I'm about to turn this thing out. Lord, help me because I'm about to put the left eye on them. I'm about to burn this thing. about to burn it down, Jesus. Take a break. Walk away. Limit the time you work and limit the time that people have access to you when you know you're in an unhealthy place. When you have a lot on you, you've been strained, you need to spend private time praying. God, I need your help. God, I know I'm not perfect. I know I've been wrong. I know I made the wrong decisions, and maybe it's my fault for being here. But God, I need a miracle. I need a miracle. I don't have enough. I need somebody to, God, I need somebody. Lord, if you don't provide for me, I'm going to take my shirt off, find me a pole, put it on a corner, and you feel that way sometimes. I remember sometimes in my life, this is years ago, I called one of my homeboys, man. Hey, man, I need this money, and it's not coming. I need more than this. Can you put me on something? I was about to sling that stuff. Sure will. Because when you're under pressure and you're in need, it will cause you to spaz out and you start entertaining stuff that you know you don't want to do. Get me a corner and start making calls to see who won't Ducky Lucky. Hey, Miss Martha. Miss Martha, I know your husband died and you got all that money. Who's taking care of you now, Miss Martha? I know you have needs that need. You go to thinking I had a lady I was younger, and she propositioned me. She said, baby, you help me, I'm going to help you. She was about 20 years older than me, but she was in heat. She wanted me to be her blanket. She wanted Action Jackson. She wanted Ducky Lucky. She wanted my Mephibosheth. She wanted the rod of correction. And I entertained it. I did. I just couldn't do it. Not because I was going to feel like a tramp or anything. Miss Martha smelled like mothballs. That money, you know what? Let them put me out. Yeah, living on the side of the street was better than leaving smelling like mothballs. I couldn't do it. Miss Martha was loaded too. Miss Martha got so much money. So it'll put you in a place where you go to entertaining crazy stuff. Don't do it. Okay? Don't do it. Some of y'all, some of y'all women, you know. Yeah, you know. Mr. Fred want to be your sugar daddy. Don't do it. And if you have done it, don't do it no more. Because whatever you are facing, you're going to see that thing again. And God's going to put you in a position where Mr. Fred ain't going to be able to take care of it. God is really after us trusting him. God is after us depending on him, leaning not to our own way of trying to figure it out. In everything we do, we have to honor him, trust him, and he's going to make a way for us. God knows you're in need. He wants to provide. But you got to trust him and stop thinking crazy. All right? Around here, You want to sell, I got to go old school. You want to sell reefer cookies. Want to sell weed brownies. Don't do it. It's not worth it. All right? God's going to get you out, but you got to trust him. So these frustrations arise because you're human. Don't you let nobody tell you God's not going to provide for you because you got an issue. He gives us grace so we can work these issues out. Some issues you can sell it in a moment. Some is going to take a little more time. Paul had an issue. To record, we know it was at least 14 years because he said there was a man 14 years ago. So we know he had this issue for a prolonged period of time. It did not work itself out overnight. Pamela Davis talking about, but we're banking. Well, I tell you what, since you're going to do it and be wrong, give me some of that bank, Pam. Give me. Now, I'm trying to tell y'all how to do it right, but you're going to do it anyway. Break me off some peace. Break me on some of that. No, I'm just kidding. You're going to have to do it right. If you cheat your way through this process, you're going to see it. You're going to see this test again. All right? God's going to provide for you. Relax. So let's go through a review real quick. There were a few things that I gave you. The first one, drink plenty of water. When you're dealing with agitations, frustrations, irritations, drink plenty of water. The second one, get plenty of rest. You need it. You are exhausted mentally. The pressure on your heart of provision is wearing you down. Okay? So get plenty of rest. Take frequent breaks in the course of the day. Don't be trying to go straight, do no 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hours, 2, 3 jobs. Take breaks. You got to give your mind a chance to reset. You got to get away from everything for a moment. You got to exhale. Inhale, exhale, relax. Listen to music. Find something that you enjoy doing. Think about better times, a better hope, a better tomorrow. These things are going to encourage you. The last thing, trust God. God's going to provide. I'm telling you, he's going to supernaturally provide. You're going to come back to me and you're going to say, I did. I just told God I trust him. And this is what he did. Trusting God is simple. It's not just in the language that we say. Here's what trusting God is. Okay, God, I take my hand off of it. I done tried everything. I know how to do it. Nothing's working. I need you to get me out of this, sir. And I'm going to praise you. Father, I thank you in advance that it's already done. I thank you. I'm going to praise him all day long because he's already created a way of escape. He's already provided. I just don't see it yet. It hasn't manifested for me. But I can tell you, I've been in so many jams in my life. I've been in so many jams this year. He has gotten me out every time. Some kind of way he provides. He's had people to write me checks. Sometimes I wasn't even thinking about it. Someone sent me a Cash App. I walked into a restaurant one day. I kid you not. Walked into the restaurant, sat down, ate some lunch. I was tribulating, but I was trying to stay positive. Okay, Lord, I believe, but help my unbelief. I was in that stage. And as I was sitting there by myself, I'm going through my phone, trying to figure some stuff out. And I kid you not, this lady comes to my table. She says, hey, I follow you on Facebook. I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? I love people. So, of course, I gave her everything. Spoke to her, got up, gave her a hug. I said, I hope I haven't upset you. She said, no, you don't. She said, you give it to us raw and we need that. She said, I want to bless you. Okay. I'm thinking she's getting ready to buy my meal. She wrote me a check for $1,000. I only needed $700. So I took the other $300, took $200 of what I had left of the $300. I had $300 left. I did give. I gave like $150. And then the $150 that I had left, I gave it to somebody else. because I am a firm believer that I sit in the driver's seat of my return by what I give. If I give little, that's what I'm getting back. If I give a lot, I'm going to get a lot back. So every time I get an opportunity to give, when I get off this thing now, I'm giving. I got this thing planned for someone, a young lady that's been coming to our church for since we opened the door. I'm going to do something great for her. And I'm in need. Well, why are you going, if you give everything you got, you'll never be able to meet your need. Well, I get to determine my harvest. God has given me an opportunity to join him in picking my harvest. I can't save. Save? Now I got to give. I save and give. Got to do both. Latasha, I love you too. I thank you. She says we love. Let me put that up here. We doing stuff around here. Y'all see that? She said we love you and the church, and I love you too. And love demands action. Can't say you love. I love. I love. Sometimes we can't meet people's need, and we have to tell them, well, I'm praying for you. God's going to come through. And he is. But there are some things we can do. And I think we have to do what we can do and join in with God, and he'll do the rest. So that's called for time today. I want you all to help me out, if you will. There's a young lady getting ready to go off to college, right? And she just don't have everything she needs. I wonder if you all would join hands with me. And I know I ask you all, periodically. But this is what we do. We do this daily. I want you to help me send her off with something nice in her hand. Everything going up but payroll. The gas done went up, rent done went up, mortgage done went up, interest rate done went up. Everything has risen. What y'all paying me? Well, you can control your return by what you give. So I need everybody to do me a favor, if you don't mind. I want everybody to join. If it's about 50 people on. If I combine all the sites together, it's about 50 people on. If 50 of you all give $1,000 each, that's $50,000. We can do a lot of damage. But more, if 50 of you give $50, 50 of you give $50, that's $2,500. If 50 of you give $10, that's $500. We want to bless this family. I'm looking for something. Oh, I know what I'm looking for. We want to bless this family. God has blessed us to be a blessing, and we want to bless this family. And the way that we bless this family is we give. Some of you can give more than others. Some of you can't. And I'm going to take what goes in, and I'm going to give it to them. I want to challenge you if you can. Can everybody give $100? Are you in a position to do that? You don't have to answer unless you just want to. Or if you can't give 100, can you give 1,000? Maybe some of you are sitting in a position where you can give $50,000. I know who'll be on these lives now. And it's I do ask, every time I come on, I do ask, give people an opportunity to give, because that's how we get. Closed mouths don't get fed. But the appeal is different today, because there are two families in mind that I want to bless. But there's one young lady going off to school. I want to bless her. I do. I want to send her off right. So You can. My Cash App is on the screen. You say, "Hey, Pickett, I don't have Cash App. You got Zelle? All right, I'll give you my Zelle information. Inbox me. I'll meet you. You can write a check. All right. But everybody, please do something. I appreciate you. Thank you for helping me help them. These are challenging times. And in challenging times, we have to be more focused at helping each other. Okay? We pay rent. We pay car notes, insurance. We do. God has blessed us to be a blessing, and we didn't just start. Even before I was challenged to invite people in giving, I was doing it out of my pocket. And the word of the Lord came to me and said, these people want to give. They want to, you got to receive. You got to learn how to receive. And he even told me, your pride won't let people give to you. You don't want nobody to think you got a need. And he challenged me. I'm going to tell you who it was. It was Dr. James White of Heritage Christian Center. He's the one that told me that. He challenged me one day. I was on coffee time. These were his words. Do you believe what you're doing is of God? Yes. That's the only reason I do it. He said, so you believe it's of God? Yes. Do you believe that people would be blessed if they sow into the work that you're doing? Yes. Why don't you give them the opportunity? He set me up with that. I wasn't expecting that. He said, why don't you give them opportunity to give? He said, do you believe you're blessed by your giving? I know I'm blessed. I make my living off my giving. You don't want nobody else to be blessed? He said, it's your pride. You don't want to be vulnerable to people. You don't want people to know you're in need. You can't do it all on your own. Give the people an opportunity to give. And from that point to now, I've never been shy about asking. And I'm not shy today. I need your help. Help me, please. We have someone who's about to be evicted. We can't pay what they owe, but we can give them something to find somewhere else unless, hey, the Lord touches your heart or you have it and you want to send me 50 grand, 5 grand, 10 grand, 100 grand. I believe we're in the day where I'm supposed to be receiving $1 million checks. I do. I believe I'm there. I believe that there's someone supposed to write me a $2.5 million check now. I do. The ministry that we are doing is serious. People are in need, and the more needs we meet, the more money we need. Amen. Hey, so I appreciate you all. You were born to win, predestined to succeed. There's nothing that can happen to you today that the wisdom on the inside of you is not able to handle, but you got to calm down, slow down. Shh. You got to be quiet and listen to wisdom. When wisdom speak, you will always win. Also, I have a position available at the coffee shop. It is the early morning shift. We pay more for the early morning shift. You know somebody need a job. They need to hit me ASAP. I can arrange it where they can start tomorrow. Yes, one of the employees is leaving. They've got a better opportunity. I wish them well. Appreciate the service and their dedication and their effort. And we've got to fill that particular position in the morning. So if you know someone need a job, hit me in my inbox. They can start tomorrow. You get paid every 2 weeks. We don't do undercover, under table. I don't do payroll that way. We have a payroll company that handles our payroll. So if you got a warrant or you don't want nobody to know what you're making, this is probably not the opportunity for you because we do everything above board. All right. All right. I appreciate y'all. Love you all. Don't forget you're invited to come to Encounter Church every Sunday, 600 King Street in person at 1 o'clock. Yesterday we got out. It was an hour and 9 minutes because it got good to us. It got good. But we got out of there in an hour and 9 minutes, and I'm inviting you. Love Without Religion, Encounter Church. One encounter changes everything. I love you all. Have a productive day. And always remember to think higher, speak life. Don't forget to give. The Cash App is going to stay on the screen. I need you today. I need you to help me help somebody. You all have a great day, and I love you much.
Coffee time, coffee time. Yeah, this ain't your average cup of joe. Listen, I need it in the morning, I need it at night. He always keeps it brewing, he always keeps it tight. Just a little sip, it'll get you right. Terrence Pickett always be the one that gets the coffee right. The coffee's right, the coffee's right in my life. It's never a wrong time or a crime to get what's yours and to get what's mine. Come on. Coffee time in my life. Coffee time. Feels so right. I need a little sugar, put it in my cup. Can you stir it, Terrence? Let me know what's up. And at the end of the show, you can brew another pot. Just make sure you make it hot. Come on.